I'm illiterate, actually.
That's okay. The first question, what is the game that you're presenting here today?
Dragon Fantasy Book 2 and also Dragon Fantasy Book 1. Dragon Fantasy Book 1 is an 8-bit style role-playing game that we have recently rebuilt to be a 16-bit remake of an 8-bit game on a 32-bit system. So that'll be coming out to PlayStation Vita and PlayStation 3 in a few weeks because we're actually in submission right now. And then it's also on iOS, Mac, PC, and Android, and the updated special edition will be coming soon to those platforms. And then Book 2 is an exclusive Sony PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita game, and I've been working on it for a little bit over a year with my team at Muteki. And it's a much more dynamic battle system, you know, inspired by certain late-era Super Nintendo RPGs that everybody loves. Crown Sugar. So the game is being played right now by that guy, and I'm pretty happy with where it is right now. We're nearing completion and we'll be shipping in summer.
What was your inspiration for making these games?
So, obviously, I'm a big fan of retro-style RPGs, but the irony is that when I started designing this game, they weren't retro yet. When I started building this, when I was 14, obviously there's no code shared from the 14-year-old version of it, but I was writing it in QBasic, and I wanted to make a game like the ones that I really enjoyed playing. And I designed this huge, huge game that there's no way a 14-year-old could ever possibly hope to achieve. And so, but it did eventually get us jobs in the video game industry, me and my friend Brian, who is the president of Muteki. I'm a creative director. So eventually we ended up with jobs, and about a little over 2 years ago, my father passed away. So he was one of the characters in the game that I designed when I was a kid. And I decided I was going to make just the first part of it, you know, the part that he was in. And then it worked out pretty well, like surprisingly well for us. And so we decided to keep working on it. We added more chapters to the first game, and then we started showing it to Sony, and they were excited, and they said, hey, let's do this second game, but let's make it way bigger. And let's do it for PlayStation 3 and PlayStation Vita. And I said, buttons? Buttons? Absolutely. You had me at buttons. And I got really, really excited, and I thought there was no way that was actually going to happen, but it did, which is neat. Very, very cool. So 14-year-old Adam is tremendously excited to be bringing this game to everybody, and it took me 18 years and a lot of hair.
And one final question, if you could say the name of the game again and then sum the game up in 10 words or less.
All right, Dragon Fantasy Book 2 and also Dragon Fantasy Book 1. Let me think. A bald old knight saves the world again. Nachos rule. Yeah.